I finally figured out what people want from me. Took me my whole professional career and one piece of information I found out last September. Let me start with my job. About 10 years ago, I started a private tutoring company. And since then, we've had 20 employees, about 1,000 students. I've taught about 200 of them on my own, all one-on-one. Typical work week for me will be 30 hours a week of tutoring. On school nights, I'll go from about 3 to midnight. On Sunday, maybe I'll do 12 hours. And I'll do anything from European history to AP Calculus to the SAT test. In a lot of those subjects, my company has been able to develop some pretty good curriculum. But I'll tell you a secret. I don't know European history any better than any history teacher does. My skill set isn't necessarily academic. My job is to find charisma, to find it somewhere. It doesn't matter if you're a theater geek or a jock. I've got 18-year-olds trading Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. My job is to find a connection and to make sure that that one-on-one interaction is special, because that's when students find their own confidence. On any given day, I'll go to 5 or 6 locations, student to student. I take Uber. I didn't know until recently that Uber drivers get to rate their passengers on a 1 to 5 scale. Most of the ratings and the writing about ratings has to do with why some scores are lower than others. What else? Your average passenger has about a 4.8. If you're getting low scores, you probably deserve them. You're doing things like making physical contact with the driver or, believe it or not, bringing firearms into the vehicle. Yeah, I don't do any of those things. I don't hug my driver. Okay? When it comes to getting high scores, that's all about one-on-one interaction, which is my specialty. So what the hell, man? What is that? When I found out my score in September, I was so triggered. And that's over the course of hundreds and hundreds of rides, so I am solidly a 4.09. Apparently, there's something worse than bringing firearms into someone else's car. So, what was I like as a passenger? I'd get in, I'd say hello, then I'd go back to writing an email. I never asked the driver to change his route. I never turned down the music or adjusted the AC. It's pretty much hello and 20 blocks later, thank you. But that's where I went wrong. Hello and thank you. That became my default interaction. It's polite in a bare minimum sort of way, sure. But it was also my way of saying, I want to interact with you as little as humanly possible. Hello and thank you. That's kind of like saying, well, I don't want to engage. I don't want to engage with you. And that's one of the biggest temptations that our generation faces right now. How many of you are on Facebook? Everybody. How many of you see posts on Facebook and you find it so offensive that all you want to do is just block that person? Yeah. It'd be so easy, right? To just read inspirational quotes on Instagram all day. Let's just put up walls and live in our own shells. That's what I did for a small fraction of my life. And that's what it got me. Yeah. Then what? Ever since then, I've made it a point to engage with my drivers. I did everything I did in a one-on-one environment with my students. I did those things as a passenger. I asked follow-up questions. I made detailed comments. I reserved judgment. And most importantly, I demonstrated the desire to learn about somebody else and to learn with them. And if I was tired, I was honest about it. And man, I've just been tutoring for 5 hours. I'm going to take the next 10 minutes to just zone out. I may even get horizontal. I'm sorry, and thank you. And that's all it took. And I'm not saying that my score is a measure of my self-worth in any kind of way. No. My score is a reminder to me. We're so focused on automation and convenience right now. I want to remind myself that there's no substitute for one-on-one interaction. That's what people want from you. Now more than ever, let's have the talk. Let's tweet less and listen more. Connect. Just connect. Thank you.